If you get ghosted this October or fall season, don't be sad. In reality, ghosted ghosts, they're just in the Halloween spirit. Talk about spooky season. You left them speechless because they're scared to catch feelings. Trick or treat, y'all are gonna get married.
Hey Rich Babes, good evening. Welcome back to our 10 Days Till Halloween Special. Tonight we're going to be diving into a topic that is even more scarier than any haunted house: getting ghosted. Now, we're not talking about Casper for the Friendly Ghost here, of course not. I'm talking about when someone just disappears out of your life without a trace, leaving you hanging and wondering what went wrong. Ghosting is a phenomenon that almost all of us have faced at some point in our dating life, whether it's just that friend who suddenly stopped texting back, the date that never gave you a call again, or even a situation that ended without any closure. It's like 1 minute they're there and the next, poof, they're gone. So let's get right into why this happens, how to deal with it, and how to just come out stronger on the other side. Of course, Halloween babes, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and comment down below your thoughts on this video. Have you ever been ghosted? What did you do when you were ghosted? Have you ghosted anyone? I want to know. Let's go.
This is so humiliating!
Guys will ghost you in the talking phase not because he's lost attraction for you, not because he doesn't see you in a different light. They will ghost you in the talking phase because another woman is in the picture. It's really that simple, and this applies nearly 100% of the time. Usually it is an ex. It could be a girl that he's been talking to on and off and she's finally interested in him. But it's never just because, oh, all of a sudden I just don't find you attractive anymore. No, it's because somebody else has entered the picture and he has put her at number one on the priority list. When I first started talking to my girlfriend, I literally cut off contact with every other girl because my girlfriend, when she walked into my life, was number one on my priority list. So I didn't want to risk talking to all of these different people because I wanted to make sure that me and her would continue a healthy relationship, and that when we did finally open up, I would be able to tell her, hey, I literally cut off every other girl for you. And this is what guys do when that number one person walks into their life. So if you're talking to a guy, all of a sudden he just ghosts you out of the blue, well, there's your answer. 99% of the time, it's because somebody else, their priority, is in the picture.
Here is my advice on what to do when somebody ghosts you. Just fuck his best friend. It's really easy.
Ladies, if you've been seeing someone or dating someone on a very consistent basis, but then all of a sudden out of nowhere, it feels like their energy is shifting and they are not responding as consistently to you, or they're being a little bit rude or aggressive, or they're just not treating you in the way that they were prior, then this is a sign that they're probably about to ghost you, and you can usually feel that. So when a person does decide to cut ties with you or ghost you, I want you to recognize that this is not your person. They don't want you, otherwise they would not walk out of your life. And as hard of a pill as it is to swallow, look at it as they are doing you a favor and allowing you to move on. I know ghosting can be so difficult when it happens in the moment and you question why, you question yourself, you question your worth, but don't do that. Take it as a sign to let go of that person because they don't want you. And that's okay. Because there's gonna be someone else who isn't going to ghost you and is going to choose you. And for now, choose yourself. Because I promise you can always give love back to yourself. And you're never going to ghost yourself. You can never leave her. She's got you forever.
Sis, instead of chasing a man, let me teach you this feminine energy technique. I'm a feminine energy coach, married, and I've helped several women get engaged in under 1 year. Ladies, this is what you do when he ghosts you. And this is so simple that it goes over a lot of women's heads. Ladies, will you be surprised that when a man ghosts you, you don't do anything, right? You just live the life that you were living before he entered your life? I know it's very hard to hear this advice, but the truth is is that when a man ghosts you and he doesn't have the capability to communicate with you that he's no longer interested, that's not a man you wanted in the first place. I get a lot of comments is, I haven't heard from this man in a week. I haven't heard from this guy in 2 weeks. He's abandoned me for 3 weeks. What am I supposed to do? Ladies, you have to live your life because he's not thinking about you when he ghosts you. He has decided to move on. He's decided to do what he wants to do. And for whatever reason, he didn't want to communicate that to you. I have this theory that most women are single is because they're spending way too much time with a man who's not interested with them, i.e. when he ghosts you. I hope this video serves as encouragement that next time you deal with a man who ghosts you, you move on with your life. You don't try to figure out what's going on. You don't try to use logic to analyze why he has not contacted you. Have the feminine confidence to keep moving and live that juicy life that you deserve. For more feminine energy and dating tips, make sure to follow me.
If a guy that you've been talking to, ladies, all right, that has shown a lot of interest in you, all of a sudden pulls away and shows disinterest, okay, here's what I want you to do. The natural thing that you're going to want to do or feel like you need to do because you really like him is to keep it consistent with talking to him or reach out to him first. You know what I mean? Put forth the effort, initiate the effort more. But listen, instead, you need to pull back yourself, all right? We call this mutual ghosting, all right? It's simple. If a person is all of a sudden not showing interest in you, okay, for whatever reason it may be, if the dude is not showing interest in you, then you need to yourself pull back from him. Now, this is going to either, it's going to do one or two things. It's going to either, number one, force him to be like, okay, she hasn't hit me back as consistently as she has. I guess I need to hit her back again, whatever. Or he's just going to stay ghosting you. He's just going to completely be ghost, right? Because he's not into you in that way. A guy is going to show you how he feels through his actions. Okay, you're going to know what a guy feels through his actions. I keep telling y'all this over and over again.
It's always out of nowhere, ain't it? You finally let your guard down, be a little vulnerable, give that man or woman a chance, let them in on the real you, and bam, crickets? Not responding to calls or texts anymore. But yesterday was all good. You went out to dinner, you hung out, had an amazing time. You were told everything you wanted to hear. Yet here you are, left on red. And then your worry starts setting in. You get into desperate mode, sending even more text messages, asking if they're okay. And after, you start wondering if their phone is working. What's wrong with this thing? But deep down, you already know what the real is. You got ghosted. And more than anything else, the shit hurts your pride, don't it? And not just that, you just spent money, time, energy that you know damn well you ain't never getting a refund on. And that not only pisses you off, but it hurts. And the reality is, getting ghosted only hurts when it's somebody you were really digging. Don't worry yourself. Accountability looks different to you. And it's better to let them reveal themselves for who they truly are now, rather than spending months or years into a relationship and finding out later.
Hey, what's up, Ashley? So, the honest truth is this. Typically, when a guy is sitting here, he's having conversations with you, y'all are just chopping it up and doing whatever, and he just ghosts you, that means his attention is somewhere else. And typically, it's with another woman. He might have found somebody who he thought was a little more fitting to him, and so he's giving that person all of his time and all of his effort. Now, there are times where guys could be going through stuff, and they can just pull away from everybody. But that's not typically what happens. Typically, they find somebody that they gel with better, that they vibe with better, and then they start giving their attention over there. The second thing that could possibly happen is he could have broken up with an ex, and he just ran and got you as his comfort toy to feel companionship during his hard time. But then she might have came back into the picture, and so he just pretty much pushed you to the side and went running back to her. So,
ladies, you have to be absolutely crazy, literally delulu, to believe that a guy that randomly ghosts you or his communication starts being off is not talking to and entertaining another girl, or hasn't already been doing that. Because I can tell you 110%, he has been talking to that girl for a minute. And he just finally now decided to drop you so that he can continue to talk to her. So you were never actually the problem. He just didn't actually want to be in a relationship with you, or seen a relationship with you for long term. And y'all be thinking when guys go through this that they be fighting demons, or they're not ready for a relationship, or they're just busy, when in actuality that other girl has his attention. You are no longer his priority, nor were you that to begin with. You see, the sad reality is you can literally be amazing to a guy and be the most loyal girl ever, and he will still turn around and either cheat on you or ghost you because you are not the girl that he wanted and you were just a placeholder. But y'all stay safe.
I know this might be a little bit convicting for some people, but don't shoot the messenger. I'm just here to deliver the message. I see a lot of women in the comments of videos, and not just women, but men as well, but mostly women, talking about, oh, Lord, it's me again. Lord, when you gonna do it for me? But I got a few questions to ask you. The first question that I want to know is, are you ready to be a wife, or you just want to do cute Instagram couples pictures things? Because being a wife is a lot more than just looking cute on Instagram. It's actually a job and a duty. You're responsible for now being somebody's helpmate, not just looking cute, not just being somebody's trophy, but being there to pick somebody up in those low moments, being there to be a listening ear to somebody, being there to actually listen to your man in the first place. Are you ready for a man to lead you and guide you? Are you ready to be fully responsible for children? These are the things that men are asking themselves when you guys are on your first dates, but they seem to keep picking up on the fact that a lot of women lack confidence. A lot of women are interdependent on men that they don't even know. They're picking up on the fact that a lot of women are selfish and not even thinking about the man in the relationship. When they're on these dates, they're talking about themselves the whole entire time and not even trying to figure out what it is that the man needs. They're on these first dates with men, and the men is like, hey, can you do this? And they're already bucking back. And it's just like, these are the things that men are picking up on. So women have this whole men are trash, all men are trash. In my immediate circle of men, none of them are trash. They might not all be in relationships, but a lot of these men are literally telling y'all, hey, nobody's really fitting the criteria for what I'm looking for in a wife, so that's why I'm not married. It's not that he doesn't like women. It's not that he doesn't want to be a good person to women. He just doesn't like you because you don't really fit into what he's looking for when it comes to a wife. So I just want to encourage you to, if you are taking advice from social media on how to become a wife, get their money, make sure he did sprinkle that, all of that needs to stop. It's really time for us to open our Bibles up and really just talk to some people who have real wisdom and knowledge, and ask them what it takes to be a wife. Ask them what men are looking for. How about you go ask some men what they're looking for? How about you go back to some people you dated in the past that ghosted you and ask them what you did wrong? Because, not to brag on myself, but I've never been ghosted, and a lot of relationships didn't work out. But for the most part, I've been able to have open dialogue with men who I've dated in the past and know that I just wasn't what they're looking for. But why do men feel the need to have to ghost you? It might be really something wrong that we really have to ask ourselves.
One thing I've seen a lot of women do is, when we get ghosted by men, we think it's our fault. But the truth is, it really isn't. You should be happy that you're being ghosted by a man, rather than some people, knowing that you guys are not compatible, will still carry on talking to you and waste your precious time. Let's talk more about this. When you're being ghosted by a man, it's a clear indicator that you guys are not compatible. It's like, for example, you make online friends, you meet them in person, and you just deep that we don't have the same values, we don't have the same standards. You wouldn't want to talk to them. It's not beef. It's just that you guys are not on the same level, so you're going to stop talking to them. That's the same thing with when you meet a man and all of a sudden you deep it he's not for me. You're going to him too. That's the same with men. When they meet someone, you guys vibe for a while. After a while, they'll ghost you. Probably they're bored. Probably they found someone else. It's never that deep. It has nothing to do with you. And just because your values don't align with someone does not mean that you need to change your values so they will come back. So it's just to be clear that nothing is ever about you.
I hate to admit it, but the sprinkle lady is always right, because I've been thinking about it, and we should all take being ghosted way less personally, because a lot of the times it has nothing to do with you as an individual and everything to do with a man wanting to explore his options. So based off my analysis, based off my observations, I feel like majority of the time we get ghosted because guys, they don't want to settle. Like, I feel like women, we're the gender that has been brainwashed into settling. We're the gender that gets with somebody and he may not be as attractive as we want him to be or as wealthy as we want him to be, but we will look at a man and we will be like, I can make this work. I can fix him. And guys don't feel that way. Guys are not programmed like that. Like, guys are always like, I can do better. I can find better. I could find somebody prettier. I could find somebody that cooks and cleans. So me personally, I'm not going to take being ghosted personally. I'm not about to reach out to people anymore because I do have a problem with doing that. If somebody ghosts me, bitch, I got so much pride. I be feeling like I'm going to blow you up and I'm going to let you know, bitch, the bridge is burned. But no, I've been playing the game way wrong because when you think about it, right? It's way more funny when somebody thinks that they can leave your life for an extended period of time and come back and still have the same access to you. Like, that is way more satisfying knowing, oh, damn, this person switched up. When they come back looking for Christina, Christina's gone.
Girl, getting ghosted can be hard and it can hurt, no doubt, but it can also be a blessing in disguise. Sometimes people leave your life just to make space for something better to come. Think of it as an opportunity to focus on what truly matters. You use this time to work on your goals, rediscover your passions, and strengthen your self-love. You'll come out on the other side stronger, wiser, and ready for better connections. Okay, Rich Babe, or should I say my Halloween babes, if you ever been ghosted, let me know. You are not alone, okay? It's just a bump in the road. It's not the end of the journey. When one door closes, another one opens. Who knows? Maybe someone way better is about to walk right through it. And remember, we're just getting started with our 10 days till Halloween special. Tomorrow we're going to be diving into some really thrilling topics. Today I went really easy on y'all, so you don't want to miss. And make sure that you are subscribed and your notifications are on. Also, don't forget that until October 31st, you can get 31% off all digital products from Rych Milan Co. at checkout. No code needed. Just add it to your cart and enjoy the discount. All right, Rich Babes, I will see you all next time. Stay rich.